What a lovely morning here in Valheim. The wind blowing through the trees, the sun rising, and this giant tree branch not at all menacingly stretching across the sky. So this is an interesting place. Hello, Mr. Troll. We'll talk to you later. Valheim, here it is. The game that nobody can avoid. Over 5 million sold now at the time of this recording. And, I kind of wanted to do a little video on it because, it's on the tip of everybody's tongue, and I've been really enjoying it for about 20 hours now. It's a survival crafting game, so I got my little workbench here with all my supplies and stuff. It's kind of got a novel setup here. You need a workbench to craft all of these things. There's lots of stuff here, and you kind of unlock these over time. But your workbench has a level here, you can see here, and it's being improved by this tanning rack and this chopping block. So it's kind of modular. You learn to build these things over time, and then that improves your ability to craft and upgrade things from your workbench. And the workbench can do things on its own, but it needs to be sheltered. There's a lot. I'm not really going to get into too much of that. This isn't really a tutorial, but some of it is well explained in this game, and some of it is kind of left up to you to figure it out on your own. So you got to be a little bit willing to put the time in and dig a little deeper to figure this out. So most of the stuff that I got here was already here. You find kind of abandoned villages and abandoned huts out in the wild, which can really help you out early on in the game. And this is just my little bed here. I got some chests with my personal, that's my food. Got some meat and some berries and some honey, and my personal effects, some weapons and an axe and stuff like that. My little fireplace over here, so I feel comfortable. Comfort is a big thing. You'll see up in the corner, I've got a rested stat, which gives me bonuses throughout the day. Once that ticks down to 0, I lose the bonuses. And yeah, a lot of the RPG and survival stuff is based around bonuses you get. So if we go in here, we'll see, this is my inventory. I've got some armor on, which you can craft. And I've got some food here, right? So I got blueberries, I got some grilled necktail, and some cooked meat. And you'll see that when I mouse over these, it says, health 40, stamina 30. That's a boost I get when I eat this stuff. So if I eat this, you'll see down here my food meter goes up and my health starts to tick up. And when I run, you'll see my stamina bar at the bottom there. That'll get longer the better I eat, and it'll also replenish faster the more well fed I am. And that's kind of the survival aspect of this game. If I go hungry and my health will go down to about 25, and I'll be very weak, but I won't die. It's not like I'm gonna die of starvation or something like that. And there's no sanity meter or anything like that from, say, Don't Starve or something like that. But the survival mechanics are actually kind of light. I see a boar over here, so I'm gonna sneak up on him and shoot him with an arrow. And I missed. Got him. Alright, so yeah, this is the early part of the game. So I'll be clear here that I'm not too far into the game. The game is kind of gated by bosses. So if we look here, this is my seed, so this is all procedurally generated, And this is my main home. I think I'm going to end up moving my main home down here because I like this area a little bit more. But you kind of have to build these, like even these secondary bases as you move along, because this map is big. I can't even imagine what's out here. It's like I may never even get there. I don't know. But the game is gated by bosses. So this was my first boss, Ecthier. He's like a big reindeer boss. Is that troll? Here's the troll. It's dangerous out here. I should go back to base while I talk about this stuff. Anyway, my next boss is way the heck down here. So I have to make my way down here to the Elder boss and beat him in order to kind of unlock the next tier of upgrades, which are kind of more or less biomes. So we're gonna go on an adventure here. So I guess we might as well start. I'll probably run into some grey dwarfs as we go along, because the black forest is full of them. Yeah, grey dwarf. Here we go. These guys are all over the place. They kind of spawn very frequently. I think it's a little bit too much. They're probably gonna turn that back a little bit if I had to guess, because they're really more annoying, especially at this point where I can just take them out in a couple hits. So I think they're probably gonna tweak that down a little bit as they update this game, because it is an early access. Oh God, I think this game looks amazing. I don't I get that it's not the most state-of-the-art in terms of like textures and animation and stuff like that, but when you see this, like the sun coming through these trees and the color palette and the fact that you can see that every single pixel on these textures has been, it's been drawn on there, and every single one is lighted. So we'll come over here and I'll show that off. Like see, everything, shadows, everything is lighted. There's shadows. It's, oh man, I fucking love the way this game looks. So yeah, the gray dwarfs, they just kind of there's too many of them, in my opinion, and they'll probably be tuned back because this game is in early access still. That should be something that you're aware of, but it's extremely well featured for an early access game. I've never had the game crash in the 20 hours I've played it. The performance could definitely use some improving, but that's definitely something that they'll be able to tweak and improve over time, I'm confident. But yeah, there's so much game here for $20. It's kind of crazy that they launched it in the state that it's in, because they could have just put this game out. It would have been acceptable. Maybe not the performance, but the content and everything would have been absolutely acceptable in the state that it was in, the state that it's in right now, as a full release. So what we're doing here is I'm heading to a burial chamber to get a little adventuring on, and this is a lot of the game, just kind of wandering through the environment, finding things to do, enemies to kill, boosting your stats as you go along, and finding new things to make and craft. Avoiding trolls, which is just something you should do in life in general. So there is a stealth mechanic, which it's actually pretty good. It's very Skyrim-y. Your little icon, your little crosshairs here, they start to open as like a pair of eyes when you start to get noticed. So you get a pretty good idea of when you're hidden, and it's pretty intense. Like, you know, the AI isn't too smart, but it's not that bad. I'm gonna eat a blueberry here, and everything's pretty much gauged by stamina. So you can see as I'm walking in stealth here, my stamina is going down. When I stop, it restores. So that's kind of like how you're gated by doing just about anything: attacking, blocking, mining, chopping trees. All these trees, we can chop down. There's no limit on what you can and can't chop down. So we'll just chop this tree down. No reason, just because we can. Alright, so another big thing about this game that differentiates it from a lot of other games of this ilk are the fact that there are physics. And if one of these... Oh, shit! Oh, boy. He sees me. He's seen me. Trolls are tough. I don't really feel like dealing with this troll right now. I built this bridge a while ago to get me across this river. Thank God. Hopefully he will not follow me through the river. What's up, dude? Just watering your balls? Yeah, man. I hear ya. Look at this guy. Oh boy. Alright, well. Early access, folks. Anyway, physics. This game has them. And if you're not careful, he de-aggroed. If you're not careful, physics will be your downfall in this game, because it affects pretty much everything. It affects the building, it affects the trees. The very first thing I did in this game when I first started was go up and smack a tree, and it fell on my head and it killed me. So be aware of that. And I think it's cool. I think it's a big differentiator. It doesn't seem like much, but from you know Minecraft, you can just build anywhere, anything, and it kind of just will float in the sky, and you don't have to worry about it. But in this game, you have to build a solid foundation and frame for a house. You have to watch out for trees falling on your head. It's just a little bit more of a challenge to do all that kind of stuff, which leads to a lot of crazy things. Like you could end up knocking yourself out in the middle of the forest, and then you're in trouble. But here's the burial chamber. So these are kind of like mini dungeons. They're pretty basic. There's going to be a bunch of skeletons in there, and my goal is going to be to find Surtling cores, which are things I use to make smelters, to smelt ore and the like. So I get better, let's see, I'm gonna put my shield away. I'm gonna bring my club out. There we go. Ores, so I can make better armor and weapons and stuff like that. So another cool thing about this game is I don't feel rested anymore. Certain enemies are susceptible to certain types of damage, so the club has a lot of blunt damage, and skeletons are more susceptible to blunt damage, so that's why I'm using a club. You can pick up these mushrooms. I got a bunch of these, so I'm not going to pick them all up, but skeletons drop supplies as well that I need to pick up. They drop bone fragments, which I can use to craft better. Oh, here's a enemy spawner. Destroy that before I get overwhelmed. Yeah, they drop bones that I can use to make better weapons and stuff like that as well. And we got some Surtling cores, which is exactly what I need. Ooh, ruby. Wow. One room has a bunch of them in it. And we got some chests with some treasures in it. Not really my main goal, but, you know, not bad. There's a merchant in the game that you can use your money on to buy certain things, special items and stuff, so that's what the money and the rubies are for. There's really no use for them outside of that. Alright, here's a dead end. Some of these can be a little mazy and confusing, but for the most part, they're pretty straightforward and simple. So did I go this way? Is this the main entrance? Oh no, this is where all those cores were. Alright, so we cleared out that wing. This only had that little hallway. Now we'll go on this side. And I'm pretty over level for this. Honestly, you can see me kind of, oh, alright, I guess this is the end to the, some of them are like this. Sometimes you go in and you find out that, oh, they only have a couple of rooms and you're done. So that was that dungeon. We'll grab a couple more of these. Alright, that's not too bad. I got the cores I needed, so basically I wanted to come here to get the cores so I can build a smelter. And now we'll make our way back. See, look at this. This is like the perfect time of day. In the Black Forest, you have the warm red glow of the sunset with the cool, dark fog of the Black Forest, kind of giving you a visual cue that you should probably start heading home because you don't want to get caught out here when it's dark. Some deer. The deer make a lot of noise. I know deer do make noises. They kind of do sound like this, but they don't. I don't think they make quite as much noise as they do in this game and in real life. Oh man, I love my bridge. Oh, I didn't finish it. Oh, fell in the water. Shit. That's all right. Ooh, I just improved my jumping skill. So, all right. So, I didn't really talk about the RPG stuff. Let's take a minute. Well, no, wait a minute. Hold on. We're gonna fix this first. Stay on target. Crafting. I don't have enough wood. That's okay. Like I said, we can just chop down any tree and get some wood. Five wood, is that going to be enough? Nope. Oh wait, is that core wood? No, that's wood. There's different kinds of wood. There's like basic wood, and then there's core wood, which is stronger for your bigger buildings. I should be getting back to base, but I have a secret hut that I'm going to. Oh shit. Man, this guy. So the troll, I've killed that troll before, but they do respawn. You can see on the map, I have him marked here, so I know there's a troll in this area. He kind of has like a big patrol that he goes on. So it's very important to mark your map up with your own stuff. So why? Here we go. You feel cold, yeah, it's because it's getting dark. It's okay. I don't actually. So the crafting station has a radius, you can see it there. So basically what I'm gonna do, and you can build these anywhere as long as you have the wood. There. Now we have all of these things that we can build. We need more wood, of course. This is kind of where it starts to get the loop. Building in your base isn't so bad because you've probably collected a bunch of resources, and you know, it's a lot less dangerous as well. So all I'm really doing here is going to finish up this bridge, and I can make a wood beam, put it here and here, That's going to reinforce it. And I'm going to leave this here. That way, if I ever need to repair... Oh, look at the moon shining. Ah! This game is gorgeous. So now I need to head back, but I'm going to take a different route because I want to avoid that troll. I'm going to head up to here, which is one of my... Ooh, if I can make it up this hill, one of my secondary bases. You could eat another bite, that means I'm hungry. Well, doesn't mean I'm hungry, it just means that you can only eat 3 things at a time. So, it tells you when you've, when one of your things have run out of your stomach, I guess. And you always want to make sure you have those stat boosts so you can do things like run from trolls when it's necessary. Yeah, so I'm coming up here on my little base. So this whole structure pretty much was here. I kind of put these wood panels on to, cover it up a little bit. And I made a little workbench here. Repairing is free, which is really cool. I don't know if that's going to be the way it's going to be forever. And of course I made a little bed in here and a little house away from home, and this is right on the edge of the mountain biome, which I'm not ready to go to yet because when I go in there I start freezing to death. But it's nice to have these little camps out here, so you don't have to get caught out in the night every time you're on an adventure. And also when it gets night out, it gets cold, which is another hit to your stats. So it's really not a good idea to stay outside during the night. It's dangerous, you can't see as well, and your stats take a hit. Any bed you find, you can set as your spawn point. So I'll sleep here tonight, and then in the morning we'll head out for home. You get these little things, these are pretty cool. They repeat over and over. They're not too dynamic, but it's just a cool little kind of like world building thing that they do. But yeah, now we'll head out. So we gotta go here, which is my current base. Run! The combat has some interesting stuff going on with it. There's blocking and parrying that you gotta kind of time out with the enemies, and you'll get criticals that'll stun them, and that'll allow you to get an extra hit in. And it's satisfying enough to keep you going with it. It doesn't get tedious. And like I said before on the skeletons, different enemies are susceptible to different types of damage. So this is like a spear damage. Spear is like, spear damage. Spear is like piercing damage. So the gray wards, the gray things, the things with the glowy eyes, they seem to be susceptible to that. And the skeletons, like I said, seem to be susceptible to the blunt damage. Honestly, the trolls, the easiest way to kill a troll, pro tip, is to just get a bunch of arrows and kite him around and shoot him until he dies. That's the way that I've done it, and I have no shame. So if you have shame, then you'll have to figure out some other way to do it. I'm sorry. Yeah, so we're home, and look, it's like we just left the next morning. So now it's time to unload all of my stuff. So we got a bunch of bone fragments, which is cool. We got these Sirtland cores, of course. There's so much stuff. There's 2 different kinds of leathers. You can get troll leather, which is even better than regular leather. yeah, there's a lot of resources and stuff to keep track of. And, you know, it gives you a little bit of information on what they are, but it doesn't really fully come out and explain it, which is, you know, can be frustrating, but is also very much part of the game, is figuring this out. So be prepared for that. And organization, at least for me, is key. So I've got all my valuables in here. And then all the food goes in here, and I'll throw this on the roaster. I got a necktail somehow. That's how you cook food, you just throw it on there. We got honey, which I think I'm keeping the honey. Honey is good for, it really is a big boost to your stamina, even though it doesn't last very long. And we got a necktail cooking here. Gonna let it sit there and get it before it turns to charcoal. So if you leave it on there too long, it's gonna burn and turn to charcoal. Some more. All right, so what else? Let's see, what do we got here? We got Valheim Compendium. So yeah, I guess we got some. You can go back and see what has been going on here. We got some Grey Dwarf lore and stuff like that. I don't think this active effects. I think this is like an ongoing list of notifications with some help and stuff. I haven't even really looked in there. Skills. So this is one of the coolest parts of this game, and it's how you level up. So when you start this game, you have no skills. This is completely empty, and you don't discover these skills until you actually perform the actions. So until I jumped, I didn't know that jumping was a skill. Now every time I jump, my jump skill goes up a little bit more until it gets to the red bar, gets to the end, and then I get another point in jumping, which reduces the stamina and, you know, just makes me jump better. You know, knife skill, the more I use a knife, the better I get at using a knife. It's like an old, like, Oblivion Skyrim system that is really cool, and just kind of rewards you for doing what you want to do. Like, if you want to be a sneaky, knife-wielding guy that all you do is sneak around and kill things with knives, then you can level those up all you want and be a real bastard sneaking around and killing things. And we've got some trophies. These are the trophies I've got. The more you kill deer, you'll eventually get a trophy. You'll kill necks, you'll eventually get a trophy. So on and so forth. I got troll trophy. And then you can toggle PvP damage on and off when you're playing multiplayer. Because this does have dedicated server multiplayer. You can run your own server. You can just connect like peer-to-peer if you want to. But it's not always online. So like right now I'm not open to people just coming into my world. But I could invite people if I wanted to. That's a really nice system that doesn't force it on you, but makes it pretty easy to get multiplayer going. So I got these circling cores. Let's see if we can build this smelter. Crafting. Smelter. Alright, look at this. Alright. That looks pretty good. Right about... Well, maybe we'll move it more over here. That way I don't block access to my my chests. Right there. Alright. So now, one end goes the coal, which this makes coal. This is a furnace that turns wood into coal. One end goes the coal. It's full. And then one end goes copper. I'm gonna take Oops, no, neck trophy. Take these out. I'm over encumbered. This is what happens when you're over encumbered. You're just wet and sad. And you can move as long as you have stamina. But as you can see, when I stop, my stamina doesn't go up. So eventually that stamina will drop to 0 and I will not be able to move anymore. So I think I may have erred here when in building this, but that's okay. Because you can just destroy things, and of course I'm gonna need to pick all these up now. You can just destroy things and you get all of the resources back. If I wasn't over encumbered, I would have automatically picked these up, but we're sad and over encumbered, so I gotta make a little bit more room here. Let's go right there. All right. Oh, I just didn't make it. Boy. Well, let's throw these rocks out. I'm still over encumbered. Boy. All right, well, let's throw this out. All right. So, I want the copper. Copper ore added. Now I come over here. Coal added. All right. Not exactly the smartest way to go about it, but hey, we got there, right? We got a bunch of stone. All right. So now this will smelt, and the bars will come out right there. It's not exactly the most fluid system, but it gets the job done. Tin, I have tin that I can put in there as well. But you can only do one thing at a time. So we won't be able to do tin right now, but hey, look at this. Look at this copper. Oh, I can make a forge now. Awesome. Look at it. Oh man, I need more Surtling cores. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to make some room for my forge. Wait, is that a... I wonder if that's an actual thing you can do, or if it's... Nope, it's its own thing. It's a new table. See, these stars indicate that they add benefit to something else, but the forge is its own thing, so it's its own entity. But I need more Surtling cores, so I gotta go out exploring and find more crypts to get more Surtling cores. And the process continues in Valheim. Yeah, I think this is probably a good overview of it. Obviously, there's way more that I could get into. I didn't really talk about building too much, but you can build stuff. I guess I'll show you some of what I was talking about with, real quick, with physics in building. So, like, I need some wood. Wood. Let's check this out. This is an extremely simple example of it. So these are beams that are used to reinforce like a frame of a house, but even they can't withstand physics too long. So we put one here, that's fine. We put one there, that's fine too. We put one here. You'll see that now it starts to turn orange. This one's green, green, orange. Now I put another one on here. Now that one's gonna be red. All right. So then we put one more, and it collapses. And that works vertically as well, so I'll do that. I'll do this real quick. Got some stairs. 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 Oh, getting orange. Red. Falls apart. Now, here's another cool thing. Alright, well that's gonna fall apart. Let's build a couple of these. Okay, now watch this. Doesn't always take a realistic amount of time, but eventually that will fall down because there's nothing supporting it. There it goes. You can see it slowly turning red, 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 red. Okay. You know what? I'm going to show you a feat of engineering. So I'm going to pause it right here, and then when we come back, I'm going to be at my other base where you will see something I've built. And we're back. Welcome to my humble abode. My original base here with my pig pen. I've got some boars here so you can tame animals, which is really cool. And you tame boars so you can kill them and take their hides. We don't talk too much about that, but oh geez, I left the door open. And here we are. Here's my original base. Another thing with building is smoke management. I'll let you figure that out on your own. But it's a thing. So yeah, so this is my base. This is my my main building that I built. Nothing too fantastic, you know. I got my chests and my stations and my bed and stuff like that. But oh, my beehives! Don't forget about my beehives. You get honey, honey, honey. And this is what I wanted to show off. My bridge. Now this was more of a, I wanted to test my skills and learn a little bit about the building mechanics and stuff like that. And I definitely did a lot of that when I made this. This isn't just all these crisscrosses and neat diamond shapes and stuff like that. That isn't there for looks. That's there because if you do not build properly, the bridge will just collapse. And that's what I had to deal with when making this bridge. It does serve a purpose. It's so I can get from here to over there without having to go through this gully. Makes that a lot faster. But it is a little bit of overkill for it, but it was just a little bit of fun I wanted to have. And it works. It's a fantastic bridge. I think it looks great. I'm out of resin. I got to keep these torches going. It looks really great at night with these torches lit and stuff like that. But yeah, this was a fun thing to do. Probably died about a half a dozen times making it from falling damage mostly. But these are some of the things you can build. You can see online things other people have built. It's incredible. The building system in this game is amazing, even though it's only limited to like certain pieces. Like, you know, this was all done with probably like a handful of different pieces. It's not like free-form building. I showed you before. You kind of have, you know, these pieces, and as you go along, you unlock more and stuff like that. But yeah, that's all you got. You got these pieces, and you can do all sorts of cool stuff. But yeah, that's kind of like a very quick overview of Valheim. I think it's a fantastic game. It's literally only a month into early access, and it's already one of the most popular games to ever launch on Steam. Indie games especially, early access game for sure. And you know, there's no sign of it slowing down either. It seems like every week they've got another million copies sold. I do like this area though; it's very pretty. I got my little island, my little sandbar out there and stuff like that. That's why I chose this area. Oh, there's my old boat. You can see my old raft over there. I gotta get that out of the swamp. Maybe I'll do that some other day. Yeah, you can build a boat and you can go sail on this water. This isn't the end of the game here. See those mountains over there, those hills? You can go sail over there, and it's a whole new land. But yeah, that's Valheim. Thanks for checking out the video, and if you like it, please leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff to see more. And I'm just gonna sit and enjoy this beautiful summer day. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to see more. Check out voxelvoice.com for all of our great content, and consider supporting us on Patreon to keep our content ad-free and independent.